Hi everybody, it's Alyce-Kay Ruckelshaus, and yeah, I just had to make sure that this was ready. It's Alyce-Kay Ruckelshaus, and I'm here to make some more notebooks with you. We made these kind of big little notebooks, and each of these is bound differently. Okay, so if you want to watch the video for that, you can. And then we made these little notebooks, which I'm just doing these one right after the other. So the glue hasn't even dried on these, so you can see the white glue. That glue is all going to dry clear. But these are just little notepads that you can put in your junk journals and you can stick in your purse or have around your house or whatever. Okay, and now we're going to make some smaller ones. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this in one video or two. There's two different ways that I want to show you for binding these, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take. So we'll just watch the time and see, and it may have to be two, but we're going to bind them with kind of like a pamphlet stitch, but not quite. And I'm going to make these a different size. Any of these methods that I've used for making these notebooks, you can do with any size that you want. Okay, so what I did ahead of time was I printed up paper. You can use coffee dyed paper, you can use scrap paper, whatever you've got around is fine. For these videos, I just decided to print some up. And then I cut the edges because my printer doesn't go all the way to the edge. So this is 10.5 inches wide, and I want to cut it in half, so that's going to be 5 1/4. Okay, doesn't have to be exact. These are going to be for two different notebooks, the way that I'm cutting it. So I'm going to set that one aside, and we're going to do this one first. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half, and we're going to do kind of like a pamphlet stitch. Well, yeah, it is a pamphlet stitch actually. So I've got my little piece of wood siding from the side of our house up in the mountains, and my awl. And this is kind of a good way to learn how to bind them. I'm not going to, clip them because it's so small that it's easy enough for me to hold it. But I'm going to go ahead and punch my holes. I'm going to punch a hole close to the middle. I'm just eyeballing it, not real worried about it. And I want to hold it closed while I'm doing it because that just gets it all in the right place. Okay, so I felt it go through to the wood. Do you see it sticking out there? You don't want to have your hand in the way because it can slip through really fast and it will pierce right through your hand. You want to push it up as far as you can, up to about where it gets rough like this. That way it'll be big enough for your needle to go through. Okay, and this is a good way to practice binding. If you've never done a pamphlet stitch on a full-size junk journal, doing it on one of these little notebooks is a great way to practice. Okay, and to learn how to do it, and it's not a big deal if it doesn't turn out right. Okay, so I've got, and what I did was with that, I went from, here's my first one, and I did this about halfway between. I'm just eyeballing it. Okay, so then on this one, I'm going to go again about halfway between. I'm going to push it through. Now, if you're doing a full-size junk journal, there's a few extra steps that you want to take here, like clipping all those pages together, but you don't need to do it for this little one. So if you're going to do a full-size junk journal after you practice doing it on these, watch a video that shows how to do that. I have some. I'll try to remember to link one of them at the bottom for you. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to use this leather that I have. And so you want it to be about 3 times the length of your booklet. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then I want to have a little bit extra because I want to hang some beads off the end. This is for a friend of mine who's a little bit of a hippie. So, and then you're going to take your, ooh, that one's rusty. Let's not use that one. That's gross. Okay, you're going to take your, I think this is a crewel embroidery needle. It's big anyway, it's a big needle. Okay, and you're going to go ahead and thread your needle, which this leather stuff is really easy to thread. It's real stiff. Okay, and then going into the center, I'm going to go down into the center one. Now, if I wanted to have the ends of my leather hanging out the outside, then I would go the opposite way, but I want to have it on the inside, and you'll see why. Okay, so I'm going to pull it through, and I'm going to have one end that I'm going to hold on to. I'm going to pull the rest of this through here and make it a little bit shorter on the needle. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to it because I want that to hang down so I can put a bead on the bottom of it, okay? And then I'm going to go up through the outside now, through that top hole. It's a little bit harder when you've got a whole bunch of pages in a junk journal. But like I said, this is a great way to practice. Okay, and I want to make sure that that's still hanging down as far as I want it to. Okay, then I'm going to go down again through this hole. Oh, I pulled it so that it's tight here, as tight as I can get it. It's kind of hard to make it real tight with this small of a thing, but we'll get it tight when we pull through here. Okay, so then I'm going to pull this and this at the same time to make it tight here. Okay, and then I'm going to take I'm going to take this, I'm going to go through the other hole like that. Okay, and then this last part's where you want to watch. Okay, so I've got it all pulled tight. Okay, it's all nice and tight. I'm going to go underneath this piece right here, just like that. Okay, underneath that, and I'm going to take it off the needle, put my needle away, I think. Where's the hole? Yeah, I'll just stick it in there and I'll find it later. Okay, I'm going to tie this. You can tie it in a knot, you can tie it in a bow. If you tie it in a bow, I'd tie it in a knot first. Okay, and then if you want to, sometimes I like to do what I've seen Gala Gastinelli do, and I know others do it too, is I'll cut just a little bit of lace to put in here, or a piece of cheesecloth, and I'll tie it again to tie that in place. Okay, but so I don't want to put anything in the middle of this particular one. This is a little masculine looking, as you can tell, and so I'm just going to leave it like that. And then I do want to put some beads on the end. Which do I want to be the top, and which do I want to, oh, I want that to be the front. Okay, so the beads are it's gonna hang out this way. And, oh shoot, I didn't bring my beads with me to the table. Okay, well, so I would put some beads in through here. I didn't bring the beads with me to the table, and I don't want to leave you guys. So just hang your beads from here, and I've got that in some of my other tutorials. You can see how to do it. It's very easy. Just tie a knot where you want the bead to stop, put your bead on, and then tie a knot at the end, and then you can either leave some of this hanging down, probably not very much, or you can tie it and cut it almost where the knot is. And then I always put a little bit of this glue, just a dab of the glue on the knots to hold them nice and sturdy. Okay, so that's one way to do it. And if we have time, we'll do some more that way, but I want to show you the other way. Let's use this one. This is Tina Fey Phillips design. About half the pages are hers, these watercolor ones, and then I've got ones from I'm not sure if that's Pixabay. I think it's from Pixabay, but the watercolored ones are hers. Okay, so I'm going to cut it, again, I'm going to cut it in half. Okay, so this one came out to be a little bit more than 10.5. I'm just going to cut it right down the center of this. They don't have to both be the same size because they're going to be two separate notebooks. Okay, I'm going to take that one and set this one aside. And this is just going to be just a little bit different. Yeah, there we go. You need a hole punch for this one. Okay, we're going to fold it in half, again, like we did before. Okay, so it's got this cute little porthole at the top, and you could even, you know, put a picture or something in there if you wanted to. That's really cute. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, hopefully it's not too thick. I usually use a different hole punch for this. I am going to do just 2 holes. We'll see if it'll go through. I may have to do, yeah, I'm going to have to do separate pages. Okay, so I'm going to take a couple sheets of paper. I have a nice sturdy hole punch I could have been doing. Okay, I'm just doing the hole halfway onto this, okay? So I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, see? I didn't do it, I didn't have the hole inside the paper. It's like right here at the edge. Okay, so it's like the hole's maybe halfway onto it. Okay, and then since I've got these ones at the same, I want to have the holes at the same place. I'm going to see if it'll let me do it this way. If not, then we'll have to mark it. So I'm going to punch it here. Yeah, great, very good. Okay, and then I'm going to, oops, my pages aren't even, but that's okay. I can either trim it or I can just leave it. I'm probably going to just leave it. Oops, no, actually I think it is even. Okay, there we go, it just came out a little bit. Okay, so then I'm going to punch it in the same place. There we go. Okay, so that part is really easy. The whole thing, doing it this way, is really easy, but I just think it's kind of cute. And I'm going to get some ribbon this time. And again, I'm going to cut it to about 3 times the length. I'm not going to cut it extra though, just my 3 times. Actually, I am going to do a little extra because I think I want to do a bow on this one. Okay, so then I'm going to cut it at an angle because that'll help keep it from fraying. It just helps keep it from fraying. If you've got a lot of stuff wearing on it, then it might not. Okay, and this is so easy, you guys. Seriously, seriously easy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that point and I'm going to stick it through the hole. So easy. Okay, and then this point, stick it through the hole. If I fray it some by doing that, see how I frayed that edge? Then I'm going to trim it when I'll wait till I'm done. Okay, I'm going to get these about even. Make sure that it's pulled nicely inside there. And I'm going to tie it in a double knot so that it won't come untied. Okay, and then this one I'm going to do as a bow. Now if you want to, you can cut some more lengths of ribbon and you can make it into kind of a tassel, which is also really cute. If you do that, then I would move it so that your knot's up here. Okay, and you can just move it even after you've made the knot. But I'm going to make this one in a bow. Maybe we'll do another one in a tassel. I think we've got enough time. So we've got a nice little bow there. Isn't that cute? So that's our notebook. That's it. That's it. Very simple. Okay, so let's go ahead and do another one. And we'll do the same stuff here. And we're going to do the same 2 holes, just like we did before. But this time I'm going to make it into a tassel, just so you can see how easy that is to do. Okay. Alright, so that's going to be my front. Okay, and let's just see if maybe. Now this time I do want to make the holes a little bit farther apart because I want my tassel to be up closer to the top. I don't want it all the way down here. I could make it like a pamphlet stitch and have this be the first place I go in if I want to, but I'm just going to make 2 holes. It's such a small notebook, it really doesn't need that much to hold it together. Ooh, yeah, that worked. Wow, I went through all the layers. I'm so strong. Strong smelling, they say. Oh, very good. Wow. You guys, seriously, I've been doing this like exercise thing with my hands. Are you impressed? I am. I'm super impressed. Okay, so this is my front right here because I want this up towards the top. Okay, so I'm going to use this again for my main binding. Okay, so I'm going to do this, I think we did 4 times last time to have enough for the bow. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm seriously, you guys, I am so impressed with how strong I am. I know you guys all think I'm really crazy, huh? Okay, but I've been so weak since having Lyme, so this is a really big deal to me. And this could be either the top or the bottom. Where's my other? See, like this could be, you could have it like this, so that this is the top if you wanted to. However you want. Okay, and you can do beads on it too this way if you want, or just, I just wanted to show you a simple way. Okay, so this one we're going to make into a tassel. Okay, so first we're going to tie it. We've got it about even. Okay, not exactly even. We're going to tie it, and I'm going to tie it in the middle, fairly tight, as tight as I can get it. I'm going to do a double knot. Okay, so that's pretty tight. Okay, and then I'm going to very carefully just kind of play with it and move the knot up close to the top of the hole, as close to the top as I can get it, and it's right there, right up at the top of the hole. Okay, then I'm going to just take whatever I want to make, whatever I want to use to make my tassel. So I think I want, and I want like all different sizes, all different widths of ribbon. So I think I want some of this. Got all my little pieces of tape here. So let's see. And it doesn't have to be exactly the same size, and you don't want too many for a little notebook. It'll be really overwhelming, okay? But you can do the same thing on the back of a junk journal or something, you know, and make it have a tassel like this. It's so easy to make. And you don't need to do just ribbon, and they don't have to be all exactly the same length. In fact, I'm going to make that one a little bit shorter. Okay, so I got that. I want some lace. Where did I put my lace here? How about some lace? Here's a nice little piece of lace. And what else? Ooh, I think I want some of this yarn. I think I want a couple pieces of this yarn in it. It's really soft and fuzzy and very cool. Okay. Now again, like I said, I don't want to overdo it because this is a small notebook. Okay. And I'm tempted to go all out and go crazy. That's me. So you guys got to tell me, slow down, too much. Okay, so there's 1, 2, I thought I had 3. There we go, 3. Okay, so I've got those 3. I'm going to have the lace. Okay, I'm going to put the ribbon underneath it all. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it up here where that knot is. I'm just going to lay it across it so it's about even. Oops, I want to put the stuff that I want to be on top, which is that yarn. I'm going to lay that down. Okay, and then I'm just going to take this and I'm going to tie a knot around it. I'm going to tie one knot and then check to make sure that it's what I want. See, like that. Is that cute? And then I'll tie one more knot just to make sure that it's going to be nice and secure. I'm going to tie this knot up at the top so that all this stuff will be hanging down and, you know, some of it's not hanging up. Let's get this all underneath it, underneath where I'm tying the knot. Okay, I'm going to tie the knot up here. I may have to tie 2 knots up there, we'll see. Just kind of depends on the ribbon. I think one's going to be enough. There we go. So I've got that. That tassel is way too long, so we're going to trim it. I don't like it that long. Okay, so if I was left-handed it'd be better, but I'm not. Okay, so there we go. I've got a cute little tassel there. You can put beads on it if you want. You can put whatever you want just to make your little tassel cute. Okay, so that's 3 ways that you can make these notebooks. I'm going to do one here since I've got some extra time. I'm going to do another one sewing it, kind of like I did the others. And then, actually I'm going to do this one, I'm going to staple it. Okay, and then I'll sew a different one. Where's my stapler? Here it is. I wasn't planning to staple, so I didn't have it out. Okay, so I'm going to staple it. This could be this could be considered the side, or it can be considered the top, whatever you want. And I'm going to cover that with some ribbon. I kind of like the nice wide grosgrain ribbon. I think that looks nice with that, so I'm going to do that. Chop it right there. I'm going to use glue to put this on. You don't ever want to sew over staples, okay? Don't laugh. Some people have done it. So it's always good to warn people. If I wasn't an avid seamstress, I might have tried it too. So don't laugh. Okay, so we're going to use this. We're going to put glue along both sides, and the glue will keep the end from fraying too. It might fray just a little bit, but that's okay. With the junk journal, you kind of want some fraying, right? I'm putting glue on both sides and down the middle so that it really goes on secure. Okay, so we're doing the same method with this as we did with those little tiny notebooks. I'm sticking it right in the middle on top of that middle line of glue, and then I'm just folding it over. Easy peasy. As one of my little Chinese students says, she's so cute. She's always, everything's easy peasy, so I have to give her harder and harder spelling words, because the spelling words that they have in the lesson are too easy. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's our nice little notebook. If you want to trim the ends, I'd wait till the glue dries. I probably will trim these ones. I don't trim my small ones, but this one I probably will. Okay, so that's another way to make them. And then another way to make it would be, let's do this one. Let's cut it real quick. See how fast these are, you guys? And you can make a whole ton of these while you're watching TV, or while you're sitting talking to your husband, or whatever, sitting on the phone. Keep them by your telephone, or if you teach like I do, okay, this is a little bit more than 10 and a half, so I need 5 1/4. If you teach online like I do, sometimes I have a student who doesn't show up, but I still have to stay there just in case they do. And so I like to have stuff like this to work on at my desk. Not using the sewing machine though. Okay, so this one I'm going to fold in half, and I'm going to sew along the edge. Real simple. Okay, and then we might try something different on the other one if I remember. Okay, so we're just going to sew along the edge, the side, you know, where it's folded. We're sewing it together. Okay, and I'm using zigzag on this. And I'm going to do 2 layers of zigzag just because that's me. One is probably plenty. Ooh, it didn't sew. Okay, sometimes it comes unthreaded for some reason. I don't quite understand why. So that's probably what happened. It comes out of this top part here for some reason. Okay. Oh, so you guys get to see how it threads the needle for me? It'll probably not do it right this time. Just because I'm showing you. Okay, it's so cool though, because it's like I'm practically like blind as a bat, and so being able to have it thread it for me is so awesome. Okay, so it has to be right up at the top. Yep, it did it. Did you see that? Could you see it do it? It's so cool. It just sticks it right through the eye of the needle. It's incredible. Okay, so that didn't sew, so I'm gonna have to sew it again. Okay, we've got little holes in it if we wanted to hand sew it. It's all ready for us. Okay. Yeah, it's working now. Okay. I don't know why it does that. It slips out of that top feeder thing for some reason. Okay, and I'm going to do a second layer, like I said. It's just me being paranoid, but that's how I am. One set of stitches is seriously probably enough. I like the feel of it with 2 sets of stitches too, though. Okay, so that's part of it for me. Okay, so another way that we could do it, let me see if I have some ribbon that's wide enough. We could use fabric. I'm going to use some green grosgrain ribbon. I'm going to sew this one too, so it's not the same as the other one that has the grosgrain ribbon on it. Okay. Oh, this has never been opened. Okay, there we go. Ooh, it's actually going to be easy, I think. Oh, usually it takes me forever to find the end of those things. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, so I'm going to cut off that end because it's not straight. And then I'm going to cut this the same length as the edge here. Okay, now, this might be a little bit difficult because it's hard to get this stuff to fold, you know? I think what I might do is sew it in the middle. No, I don't really want to do that. Okay, I'm just going to try to get this to fold right. Let's see if I can. If you have an iron handy, then that's probably really going to be your best bet. But since I don't, I'm going to wet my fingers, which is a little gross, but this is for me, so it doesn't matter. In fact, I just stuck it in my mouth. Okay, so obviously this is for me, not for somebody else. I don't know, do germs die after a while, or are they still germy germs? Okay, so we're going to put that there. I've done this with fabric before. I just thought of doing it with ribbon, and it's a little harder. Fabric is really easy. Okay, so again, I'm going to zigzag, but I want to catch this edge in it, okay? So I'm going to zigzag on here. I love this sewing machine. It doesn't have a pedal or anything. You just push a button, and it just kind of feeds itself. You don't have to push it through. Okay, so see how I did that? And that's really enough. I don't think I'm going to do another. Okay, so that's cute, right? Cute little notebook. I love it. Okay, so that's it. We did several little notebooks. Oh, another thing that you can do with this one here is you can cut this short right here, and I would put a little bit of glue on that. And then once the glue is dry, then you can take these two center pages, put a line of glue right here and a line of glue right here, and put these together. But it's still open right here, so it forms kind of a pocket. In fact, you know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, I'm just going to put a little dab of glue in there. Hopefully it won't hold the page closed. I would normally let it dry, okay? So I'm going to dab it with one of my wipes. So there's just enough there to hold that knot and make sure that it doesn't slip out, but it's not going to. Okay, and then, yeah, that's not going to be a problem. Okay, and then we're going to put a bead of glue right here. Okay, and a bead of glue right here. Just right along the edges. Okay, and then I'm going to take that sheet and I'm going to, well, I'm going to fold them both over like that. And the reason that I'm not just folding the one over, I'm folding the whole thing, is because it wouldn't glue in the right place. It wouldn't be centered like it is when it's closed if I didn't do that. Okay, so then I've got these two pieces are glued together, and you've got a little pocket here, which is really cute. And then I can take my little envelope maker thingy, which is, oh, you guys, if I had it to do over again, I would get one of these first thing before I get anything else for making junk journals. See how it makes that little hole there, which is going to make it obvious that it's a pocket, and it makes it easier to get into. Okay, so then you've got a nice little pocket right there in the center of your little notebook. Isn't that cute? All right, so we made 1, 2, 3,